G'day everybody, Michael Reynolds here from Godfather Smokin, and in today's video we're going to be doing carbonara. So starting off, what we want to do is we want to get our home smoked bacon. Want to cut a couple of thin slices, and this is what's going to go inside of our beautiful carbonara. Doesn't get any fresher than this. One more slice. So you want 4 rashers of bacon. Beautiful. Now what we want to do is dice this up. Just roughly dice it. Doesn't have to be into real accurate pieces. We want this to look a little bit rustic, so it's better flavour that way. Beautiful. Then we want to chuck this onto our frying pan. So you can see from here, we've got these lovely little chunks. So we're going to pop this onto our smoker, and pretty much that's what's going to caramelize, provide a nice layer of flavour. That fat's going to render down, and we're going to get some beautiful flavour. Okay, so into the frying pan we go now. We've got this pan nice and warm. We're going to chuck this in. So beautifully we've got that in the pan. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to allow this to heat up now and start cooking, start rendering down some of that fat. And once we've rendered down some of that fat, we're going to chop up some parsley and some garlic and add that to our mixture. So while we're waiting for our bacon to slowly start to render down and to crisp up, what we're going to do now is we're going to make our pasta. Now this is relatively simple. What we want to do is grab some plain flour. Now, with the measurements of this, I'm just doing it very rustic, so what you want is just a nice generous handful. A little bit more. And to this, make a well in the centre. We're going to add 2 eggs. This is the fun part. We're going to use our hands and we're going to mix all of this together till it forms the dough that we're after. So as you can see, we're mixing it around. Now you can tell we have a nice dough when all of the excess flour inside the bowl is mixing in. And by doing this, we're forming the gluten. We just want to give this a nice even mix up. So now we've got our dough to the consistency we want. We're going to put this on the bench, allow it to rest for 30 minutes. So now we're starting to get some lovely colour on our bacon. So what we want to do now is start chopping up the rest of our ingredients. Okay, so what we've got here is some nice fresh parsley. So we're going to snap off a few sprigs of this. About a handful. We're going to chop this up. We're going to add our chopped parsley over to our cooked bacon. Throw that in there. Then we want to just give that a little toss through. Allow that to cook a bit more. Some mushrooms here, but we're not going to add those just yet. We're going to grab some garlic. We only want 4 cloves of garlic. We're just going to crush these with our knife and remove them from the skins. And then we're going to finally dice these. Add the garlic to the pan. In it goes with the rest of the beautiful ingredients. Then we're going to toss that through. Absolutely beautiful. You can have a look at this. And the smell, absolutely sensational. So we're going to keep that on the heat. And what we're going to do is we're going to put some water on for our fresh pasta that we're making. So we want this to get nice and hot and come to a boil. So now we're ready to add our mushrooms. Into this beautiful pan that we've got here. Give it a toss through. And we'll let those mushrooms cook down. So now we're going to make our sauce for the carbonara. So what we want to do is get ourselves 2 eggs. And to these 2 eggs, we want to add some cheese. Now we're going to add this one. This one's the Carbonara. It's one of my favourite cheeses. So what we're going to do is put a little bit on the cutting board, chop it up. So we want a handful of this cheese. Chop it up a little bit. And then add this into our egg mixture. Now this is a mild cheese, it's not very strong. So to this, we just want to give it a whisk. Combine all that lovely cheese with our egg. To this mixture, we want to add some salt and pepper. Give that a good whisk through so it's all combined. And that's going to be our beautiful mixture, our beautiful sauce for our carbonara. So it's been 30 minutes now, so what we're going to do is we're going to flour our bench. Just a little bit. What about our dough? And now we're going to roll it out. So just with the palm of our hands, what we're going to do is just gradually push it out, making a nice round circle. Pushing it out with our palms. That's it. Try and get it a nice, beautiful circle. Now you can make this as thin or as thick as you like. That's it. Small tear, good coat, it's fixable. So we just want to rub this down now. That's it. Okay, so what we're going to do from here is we're going to roll this out. Roll it just into the center. And then do the same with the other side. We're going to grab our knife and we're going to cut these into the size that we're after. So as you can see, some lovely pasta pieces. So this is fettuccine style pasta. It's a little bit thicker than normal. So now we've got our water to the boil. It's time to add our pasta. As you can see with the pasta, I've separated it and we're ready to add it to our water. So we just want to grab little bits at a time and make sure it's all separated when we put it in. Allow that to continue to boil, and we're going to keep stirring it with our tongs just to make sure that we get it nice and separated. We want to get this nice and soft. Once this is beautifully and soft, what we're going to do then is we're going to add this pasta to our lovely mixture. As you can see, this lovely mixture now has a beautiful colour. So this is the colour that we're after. Everything's cooked out the way we want. The fat's rendered down. Everything's cooked just nicely. So we're going to put this to the side and allow our pasta to continue to cook. We've got our pasta ready. We're going to add that to our bacon mixture. Toss it through. We're going to just generously heat up the pan. We're going to add our sauce mixture to this, and this is just going to cook just for a little bit longer. So we've got our sauce mixture that we made earlier. Let's give it another whisk up. And then we're just going to add this to our pan. And give that a toss through. Beautiful, that nice cheese is going to melt through. And then we're going to have a really nice, lovely consistency. So there you have it, guys. My version of carbonara. Thanks for watching my video. If you'd like to hit the subscribe button and the bell button so you don't miss a thing when it comes to my videos, and you'll see me smoking next time.